Hi, I'm AJ Sharma, CEO and founder of cmmntz, and I want to welcome you. Today, I want to go through instructions with you in 3 sections. First, we're going to go through the installation, and then we're going to go through the user instructions, and we're going to finish up with the admin dashboard with the advanced features. In this first part, we'll be talking about installing the cmmntz plugin in WordPress, and then setting up your account, and finally setting categories for your posts. Let's get started. On my laptop screen, you can actually see the standard WordPress dashboard. And actually, before I install cmmntz, I'm going to do something that I'm pretty sure all of us have done a bunch of times in the past. I'm going to add a new post. I'm going to say, I love robots. I really love robots. I can't wait until they write my blog post for me. And as you can tell, I can't type. I really can't type. All right, and now if you look over here in the document, in the category screen, I'm actually going to set a new category. I'm going to name the category robots. Robotos. And when I add that category, I'm going to add a new category called test as well. And so now I have 2 categories, robots and test. And by adding those categories, it actually is going to help cross-link other blog posts back to my site. So I'm going to publish that. Oh, I'm ready. Let's make it public. And then now the post is live on the web. wpblog.tech. You can see I love robots, and on the bottom we see the boring old WordPress commenting widget, which doesn't really give you a whole lot of options. Let's see if we can spice that up. Spruce that up, spice that up, you pick it. All right, so I'm going to plugins, and right now I only have Bluehost, which is my hosting provider, as well as Hello Dolly installed. So I'm actually going to search for cmmntz. That's cmmntz. And it's not installed, so I have to search for plugins in the WordPress plugin directory. It's right here. I can go into more details if I want to, but since you've already installed it, hopefully, let's actually get to the fun part where you actually install it now. And this takes about half an hour. Wait, it's done. And now I'm going to activate it. And activation is pretty quick as well. There you go. It's there. You'll see comments over here. Now, to get comments up and running, though, you have to tie your account to your profile, to your website. So you just go over here, and you have to enter your comments ID. Where do you get that? You create it from your from this link right here, the comments account, which takes you to comments admin dashboard. And you sign up for comments. And I'm going to sign up. I'm going to type in my email address and my password. And I am definitely going to sign up for the awesome newsletter. I'm going to create my account. And I just type in my name, my site's name. I'm actually going to type in whatever I want it to read it as on the dashboard. And I can actually just go to my site right here and copy that. I don't know, Max. Is it Command C? And Command V. Okay, I'm going to save the changes right there. And here's my comments ID right on top. I'm going to copy that. And if I want to, I can set some other settings for comments, but I'm actually going to get to that later on. So if I go back to my WordPress admin dashboard, I can paste that in, save my changes, and that's it. Comments is now installed and is linked back to my site. After that, this is a quirk of WordPress. When you click Save Changes, it looks like nothing happens, but trust me, it's linked now. So if I go into my plugins over here, I can see that Comments is installed and it's activated. Now if I go to my post and I add a new post, and let's call this one Robots Are Getting Better Every Day. My robot's breath smells like cat food. Not sure if that means my robot is eating cat food or if something worse than that. Cats. But if I go to document again, I can say it's robots, and I'm going to add cat food. Now, I recommend you guys don't spam the comment feed with these mini blog topics, but this is just to show you what the system's all about. So I'm going to publish this one as well. And are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Let's make it public. And now if we actually take a look at this post, I'm going to open a new tab. Here we go. Robots getting better every day. If I scroll to the bottom. Voila. Voila. Viola.
Voila.
Voila.
No, just voila.
Voila. No V, it's a W.
Voila.
It's a
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. But anyways, robots are getting better every day. And as you can see on the bottom is the comments plugin. And that's it. It's up and installed. I'm going to switch over to user training video now to show how a user would interface with this. And then I'll come back and show you how you can moderate the comments. All right, let's move on to the next section. Now we'll be talking about how your users will be using comments, such as leaving a comment, voting on comments, sorting and filtering comments, creating a user account, and finding your sites through the categories. Let's go. Let's start with user training. Here is a blog post. Robots are getting better every day. And I want to leave a comment. And I'm actually going to leave a comment as a guest saying, I agree. I look forward to the days when I will be totally dependent on robots. And that's a bit sarcastic. Actually, I think it's a bit funny, so I'm going to say it's funny. And I'm going to submit that. As you can see, there's now a guest comment that actually self-voted as funny, saying, I agree, I look forward to days when I'll be totally dependent on robots. And now I'm actually going to register for an account. And I agree to privacy policy. And I go to the next page. And this is where I actually configure my account settings. But set my age, my gender, where I live. And as you can tell, it's very loose as far as what you can choose. You choose half a decade as far as your age, gender, and geographically for your location, it's approximately within 250 miles of where you live. You also choose an avatar. You subscribe to a newsletter. That's pretty important to get some cool stuff. And you click register. And there you go. And I will save my account name, and now I am logged in as Robot Rover. And I will say another comment saying, your robot's breath doesn't exist because robots, well, partly because I can't type it, because robots don't breathe. You're probably smelling the exhaust vent, which is the wrong end. I think that's a bit smart and a bit funny. So I will submit that as Robot Rover. Okay, now you can see that there's 2 comments on this thread, one by Robot Rover and one by guest. But here's the cool part. I can see what else has been stated about robots on this site. These are the only 2 comments about robots. What else has been stated about cat food on the site? These are the only 2 comments about robot or cat food on the site. What's been stated on the comments network about robots? There's 22 comments. And not a lot of posts about cat food, so this is the second one about cat food. But if I go back to robots, you can actually see different posts from different sites that are articles that are talking about robots, and I can actually find ones that are pretty interesting, and you know, it might be something that interests me, and I might click on that and go to a different website that talks about robots. So besides me going to other sites, this will actually bring traffic back to your site. And besides that, I can actually sort these 22 comments. I can sort this by the funniest comments. And you can see that sorting order changed. And maybe smartest. And I can actually filter out comments. This is something that's unprecedented with online commenting. I can say, don't show me comments that are shocking. And it actually filters out 9 comments and shows 13 remaining ones. And I can say, show me only ones that are funny. And it's down to 7. And then I can even say, show me only comments from women. 1 comment right here. And then if I go to men, and if I say within this circle, only 3 comments are shown. So you can actually limit the geographical areas. So let's look at this one. I want to see ones that are funny. Robot nurses, great. Now when I go to the hospital, I not only have to worry about catching infection, but now I'll also have to worry about computer viruses. That makes me laugh. I think it's funny. I like it a lot. In fact, I love it. And actually, I think it's one of the top comments in this thread. And you can see how the rest of the community voted on that comment as well. It's a good incentive for our other users to engage the comments. So I think Delco Applefacts right here is a funny user. So I'm going to click on this, and actually I'm going to follow them. And I can see their gender and their age range and where they live as well. So besides that, let me go back to the customer training now. Okay, let's talk about the dashboard now, as well as moderation and curation settings. Let's take a look. Okay, we're back to customer training now, and as you can see, this article actually has two comments below it, one as a guest and one as a robot rover. And then if you go across the tabs, you can see other comments from my site that have the category robots as well as a category of cat food. And you can actually see other comments across the comments network that have the category of robots. But remember that original blog post we posted when we first started out with the boring WordPress comments? Well, I can actually now refresh that, and it's got the new comments commenting widget, which is awesome. And as you can see, it doesn't have any articles, any comments about robots. But if I click on robots here, it's going to show me comments from other comment thread, from other posts on my site that talk about the same category, robots in this case. And I can even click on it, and it'll bring me right to that post. So that's the actual commenting widget, but let me show you the actual commenting dashboard. So this is the dashboard for comments, and it'll show you the comments that were left on my site today, the two ones I posted and the ones I voted on, and the users, which is just myself. I can actually manage users, and you can ban them or make them moderators. Another way to get to that screen is click on users and go to users right here, which is where I'm at. And I can go to ban users as well. There's no users I've banned so far, but that's where you would do it. Additionally, in moderation, you can go into comments, and all my comments are automatically are already shown. So I can ban or delete comments right here, or I can actually let's just say I delete a comment. I can go to deleted comments, and it's right there. I can restore that comment back. I can also flag comments. And I can see comments are flagged by users as being inappropriate, and I can either delete them or ignore the flags. No comments have been flagged so far. That's the moderation settings for comments. And then for moderators, I can actually add moderators as a somebody to be a moderator, including my community members if I trust them. And then for site settings, you can actually have custom commenting etiquette that shows up if you're not satisfied with the default etiquette. You can click on moderation, and you can actually choose to censor comments, which I'll get to in a second, but also approve comments, which means that comments require your approval before they're posted. Guest comments by default require your approval before they're posted. And you'll receive an email from the email address you signed up with when a comment requires approval. And you'll also receive an email when a new comment is posted. Besides that, there is the threads. You can actually curate your site to show how your threads look by default, your posts look by default. So if you want your posts sorted by funny comments and to not show trash or flagged or angry comments or boring comments, you can submit that. And you can even hide anonymous default comment and guest comments by default. And you can say that threads expire after a certain number of days, although we don't recommend you put anything in that selection. But when you select that, that's how the site will look for your users unless they change their default settings. But now you can curate your site to be how you want to be seen, and your users can actually choose to leave those fences if they want to explore further. Besides threads, there's members, and you can edit the admin members of your site, and you can create new members as well. Besides that, there's a banned word list, and you can actually either add words manually or in bulk, or you can import our list, which I'd say is full of bad words. So if you're gonna import it, just be aware that you're gonna see some ugly words in there. All right, so that's the settings, and you can always go to help to find out more about moderation or the FAQ. And you can go into your thread site to actually see which blog posts you have. And we have 2 blog posts here. And I can actually follow a link to go to a blog post. I'm sorry, I can follow a link to see the moderation settings for a blog post where this has no deleted or flagged or pending comments. Or I can go into settings to actually list the categories manually for the article. And I can ignore automated checks, which means that there's auto settings that are enabled to prevent the comment thread from going off the rails. And I can disable comments, or I can deactivate the article's commenting entirely and show a message in its place if it's becoming too offensive. And with that being said, that's how you can moderate and flag comments within the comments panel, and on a dashboard you have a set of reports that shows the basic engagement metrics for the site, but there's some very cool, very advanced reports that are emailed on a weekly basis telling you about who's coming to your site, what they're liking, what they're looking for, where they're coming from, where they're going to, and it'll help you actually modify your content to be the most attractive content for your users. Thanks for joining our growing comments community. We're looking forward to seeing your blog take off with the engaged traffic you're about to get. Follow us on social media and feel free to reach out. Don't be a stranger. Take care.